Alright, I think it was just about time that I recorded this video on A Boogie with the Hoodie's new album, Me vs. Myself. Dropped about a week ago, I think on December 9th, and it's kind of embarrassing how many times I've tried to record this video now, I'm not gonna lie. But ignoring that, overall thoughts on the album, I think it was alright. Compared to his other projects, I think it's honestly worse than a lot of the other stuff he's put out, and I'll get into that when reviewing songs and things. But I do really like the overall theme of the album. First of all, the artwork's beautiful. I love the butterflies and the water, and it all looks beautiful. And the theme, Me versus Myself, is great. I mean, a lot of artists are doing it now, but as you can see, each track on the list either belongs to artist or a boogie, and artist is kind of who he is at home or out of the studio, more of romantic, more softer, but the songs with the boogie, his alter ego, think like Slim Shady as opposed to Eminem, is a lot more aggressive, braggadocious, that sort of energy, and it definitely comes through on the songs, and you'll see that. So I thought the theme hit. I thought it was a good theme. But overall, looking at the tracks, I'm looking at the deluxe because it only added one song for a total of 23 tracks. But 3 of the tracks at the end have been out for more than a year now, and they are the most successful tracks on the album and probably will end up being, given the stream so far. But they are Playa featuring Her, Man in the Mirror, and 24 Hours featuring Lil Durk. Again, kind of unnecessary to add, given that it's already 23 songs long, but, why not? They're not bad songs. And then we go more towards the beginning of the album, and 4 of the songs there have been released before the album technically dropped, which, everyone nowadays releases lead singles to promote the album, but 4 felt like a lot, though that might be due to him pushing back the drop because Drake was dropping at the same time. But then he ended up dropping at the same time as SZA, which also feels like a mistake and closer to Christmas too. But that overall doesn't matter that much. It doesn't affect the quality of the album necessarily. A little more nitpicking with the songs themselves, though I'm no marketing genius myself. But he put out Bro, or Better Ride Out, featuring Roddy Ricch first, and that's a good song. I like it, but it came out like more than a month probably in front of the album, so it kind of felt like its own thing. But good song. And then Ballin' was released too, which with 4 singles, I also like Ballin'. I'll talk about all of these songs later, but it felt unnecessary. Same with Water, Drowning Part 2 featuring Kodak Black. That would have been a good song to put out ahead of time as a lead single off the album to get people interested, but he put out 2 or 3 days ahead of the drop, which I feel like is too close. But again, like I said, I've never marketed an album drop before, so I have no clue. But the main thing I keep getting hung up on is Take Shots featuring Tory Lanez. First of all, this was his main promotional thing off the album. He put it on all social media, and every promotional material he put out, that song was attached. First of all, Tory Lanez is controversial right now and has been for a couple of years, and the trial actually just started within the last couple of days. But it's not even my main issue with it. I, separating art from artist, really like Tory Lanez, and I'll talk about this more later, but the song was a letdown. First of all, I didn't really enjoy the chorus, and I didn't think it was catchy enough or anything to be the main headliner of the album. And also just the overall message was not great and kind of made me uncomfortable, and you'll see what I mean when you listen to it later, and I'll talk more about it later. But definitely one of my least favorite songs off the album, actually, which is a bit annoying given that it was the one he was pushing the most. But regardless, getting into the album itself, I'll play bits of songs, maybe the beginning, some of my favorite parts. Don't want this video to be too long, and also it's just a review. If you want to listen to the album, I'm just here to give a taste. Go listen to it and I also don't want to get copyright striked or anything, though I don't think that's a big deal with my YouTube channel of 20 subscribers or whatever this is. But regardless, I also apologize because Mac does not like to record internal sound, so this may get wonky at times. First song off of the deluxe would be Needed That with P&B Rock, and I guess it makes sense that this was the only song on the deluxe. A Boogie was paying tribute to P&B Rock, rest in peace, and they were close friends, have had a lot of collabs in the past, have always been good for the most part, and this one doesn't seem very different, and I will play the beginning.
This that overseas drip. Finally got my heart broken, I needed that. Took a little while to get the pieces back. When and fuck the rapper, come on leaving that. Stab me in my back, you had me bleeding back. Did it to myself, I guess it's all my fault. Cause I was out here cheating when you played your part. I know I'm the reason that you act like that. But shorty, you won't get a nigga back like that. Yeah. Tryna drum up.
So, I think good song, good harmonizing. I love when artists harmonize. And there's not a lot of that recently, especially with features. Everything feels mailed in, and I'll talk about this more with the Roddy Ricch song. But I thought it was solid. Also, something I noticed throughout listening to the track list is a lot of Boogie's second verses are better than his first, which I guess is incentive to listen all the way through every song. But yeah, I thought this one was solid. Let me try and find my favorite part on these. But yeah, the voice right off the bat from both of them, they both have beautiful voices.
Cheating and did me so wrong, and I don't wanna go there with you. All of my bros official. Instead of going toe to toe, we just have heart to heart. So they gon' ride for me, whether I'm right or wrong about it. And damn right, if she do me dirty, I'ma have to make another song about it. Fuck by the wedding ring, I got better things planned in my life, I promise. And I would take back everything, but everything in you is nothing compared to my bank deposit. And if you do everything I did to you, then tell me why would I cry about it? Bitches done broke my heart since I was young, and I picked up a pen about it. I don't trust anybody, and I include myself when I say anybody. Wasn't with me way back when I got my heart broken. Now I needed that. Feel like I'm moonwalking. I just smoke me a zip. All I do is get high about it. She want a nigga from High Bridge. I be knowing she wanna go skyrocket. She don't do pillow talk and say what lie to me. And on God, I'ma lie about it. And I ain't gon' cry about it. Finally got my heart broken. I needed that.
So, like A Boogie has said, he's not a rapper. He's an artist. Naturally, a lot of good vocals in there, but I do like when he picks it up, gets in the rap bag a little bit. He does that throughout the track list on both ends, but critique I have overall and why I think the album overall suffers is naturally A Boogie is known for his voice and his range, whether, uses auto-tune assistance on some of that, but he's still a very good vocalist. But he's decided on this album, it does kind of fit the vibe, I understand, but there's a lot of post-production vocal editing type stuff going on, a lot of echoey effects, a lot of just voice editing and messing around with that, and it kind of throws me off and overbearing on the ears sometimes when I just kind of want to hear his voice and hear him do his thing. It feels just overall unnecessary, and that comes out a decent amount throughout the track list, and I think a lot of the songs would have sounded better if he just didn't do that and relied on his own raw talent. But yeah, that's probably the main critique of the album overall. However, up next we have Bro or Better Ride Out featuring Roddy Ricch, definitely one of the better songs off the album. And I will be... Oh, wait, no. That's after the intro. I forgot the intro. Food for thought. A Boogie always knows how to nail an intro. I like this one better than the Roddy Ricch song. I remember when I first heard it at midnight, pulled up, almost ran home. It was very good. I'll only play the beginning because if I had to pick a favorite part, I'd just end up playing the entire song. But here you go.
I always kept it real with people that was fake with me. You say it's food, but thought I bought this whole damn plate with me. I've been thinking about that shit you said. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I need your help, cause I fell out of touch with real life. I fell in love with other bitches just to see what that shit feel like. Intoxicate our mind till we sober. That's when I wake up sober, something telling me go home. Feel like that means something, even if it don't, I just don't want you to cut me off and make it look like I be bugging. But who the fuck am I to give the man, yeah? Respectfully, all the power is in your hands, yeah. Insecurities cover my heart, and different bitches just be on my thoughts, yeah. Fell in love with the lifestyle, my guap. Half on her baby was your favorite song, like yeah. But I just had to fuck it up. No, it's not your fault at all. Maybe you wouldn't done enough. I guess I never had love. Steady trying to test my luck. Steady pouring out my feelings, and it's sitting in this cup that you feel. You was the whole me. I didn't love you.
Again, I wish I could play the entire song. It sets the vibe perfectly for the album. Not much critique. A lot of the voice editing, I won't say works here, but he gets a pass for it. I think it still sounded really good. Now, up next, we have Bro, Better Ride Out featuring Roddy Ricch. And I will just skip to my favorite part because the whole song's pretty good. But, yeah.
Hitting me in the Leante, always up to something.
Diamonds or baguettes, girl, just tell me if I'm heavy.
I came from the bottom, I came straight out of poverty.
I had to look around and see who's with me and not with me.
Tryna go and stack these billions on a long road.
If I tell you I love you, that ain't a lie. Until I make a couple million, I can't go home.
They won the championship, so I bought the two-tone. Bentley Coliseum riding with the roof
Kill my
gone.
vibe. I'm getting money, yeah, I'm fine. If I call you bro, you better ride out. Just tell me.
Yeah, like I mentioned with PNB, I love the back and forth between Roddy Ricch, A Boogie. I love when artists do this. Didn't feel like a mailed-in verse, and Roddy Ricch's voice is always great. A Boogie had great flow and vibe on it. Piano was very nice. Overall, good song that I thoroughly enjoyed and made me really excited for the album. So it was a good drop to put out before the album, but almost felt like I got spoiled the Roddy Ricch feature. And when it ended up being one of the better songs off the album, kind of disappointing because, you know, one of the best things off the album came out like a month ahead of the album itself. But that's just a tiny critique. But next, I'm going to have a lot to say about the next song. We're going to listen through Tori's verse before I say anything else.
Shot after shot.
I do have to say, I
Fendi,
like the guitar.
Prada, Christian, Gucci. Baby, spend some time. I spend his chains like loose leaf. Hot like grabber. Come here, mama. Baby, spin around. Let me see how you move loosely. Hop inside the Lambo. It's just us in a two-seat. Everything I got on from the shoes that had this beastie. Plenty, Henny. I'm feeling woozy. I took too many. Tonight is a movie. Look. Take shots, take shots, take shots, shot after shot. What drink you drink? Cause I'm trying to ease your mind. Sip slow, don't drink fast. I'm trying to make this last.
I'll pause there for a second. That's kind of the chorus. The chorus actually resumes after that, but it's like, I don't know. It's supposed to be vibey, but personally for me, it's just like a song about... It's supposed to be like a love romantic song, I guess, in the most like sexist way possible, which I'll talk about later. Anyways. But, like, for me, if I'm listening to a song about taking shots, I don't want it to be, like, nice guitar kind of vibey. Regardless, I'm just not listening in my head on repeat A Boogie sing Take Shots over and over and over again. I don't know. I just don't like it that much. And we'll listen to Tori's verse, and I'll talk a little bit more about the song content itself, which is an important part of a song.
So you got tension. Yeah. I need transparency. Tell me what's on your mind. Take shots like back shots, mad shots, shot after shot.
Hey, I can get you drunk, sloppy, top me, get a head low like lobby, beat it up, Rocky, chain, swinging, name, ringing, shit change, don't entertain the same women. Woozy, why like your vibe, let's stop by the jacuzzi, and I like your frame in the pearl, Gucci, French bitch from Montana, told her I'ma murder dance in that coochie. Look, fuck all that singing shit, let's keep it raw and rugged, I wanna see you take shots to your bodies all in my covers, and your friends threesoming and talking orgies discussion, and we at the table speaking who freaky and doing what when we back at the spot. Magnums come out the box and never go back in the box. She takes shots like back shots, she's back in the shots. My dick hop out the zipper, something like Jack in the Box. You know I made a term, shot a clock, stop acting so shy.
Yeah, so first of all, ignoring content, Tori kind of did what I wanted Boogie to do on this album, which he hit his high notes, he did his rap thing. There wasn't much vocal editing there at all. But beyond that, I didn't like the Tori verse that much, like, in general. But then thinking about the content, I don't know. So first of all, in rap, there's a lot of misogyny and in hip-hop, and a lot of sexism and that sort of thing. But in this song in particular, it's just so blatantly forward and in your face. I, like, have to try and not listen to the lyrics at all. Because, if you weren't listening, it's literally just about trying to get women drunk so they'll have sex with you. Like, that's terrible message. And it's not even, like, I'm sure rap songs do that all the time. But at least it's, like, slightly more subtle, which doesn't excuse it. But this was so in your face about it and then pushed as the lead single off the album. I don't know. Made me uncomfortable. But, yeah. We're gonna move past that one to a much better song, which I actually enjoyed, which is Water or Drowning Part 2, and I will start by playing the chorus.
Right my way, you won't never need no water. You think I was playing when I said I'm really ballin'? I need 2 or 3, just you and me, that might get boring. I don't fuck with hoes that make up stories, not Sephora. When she with me, she know she don't ever need no water. Cheat on me, I'ma fuck your best friend, just don't get me started. I threw like 100,000 every month in starless. Please don't tell my baby mama nothing. From the Bronx, I got it.
Yeah, so already off the bat, doesn't sound like the original Drowning that much, which kind of surprised me. Not sure if it's a good or bad thing, though, seeing how well the original Drowning did, maybe a little bit more nostalgia thrown in there would have made the song do better, not necessarily be better, though. But I like it. However, like I mentioned with the Boogie's vocal effects, at the beginning of the chorus, he, like, brings himself down, and it just, like, kind of cuts the vibe, and I think he should use his higher vocal range more, but that's just a small critique. Overall, thought the song was pretty decent, one of the better ones off the album again, and as someone who's not that big a fan of Kodak Black, I felt like he held it back a little bit, but some people are going to enjoy it that like Kodak. I do think it was better than the first Drowning's verse, which I think was awful, but yeah, good song. Like the collab, I won't play Kodak's verse, but you can go and listen to it yourself if you want. but definitely one of the better songs off the album. Up next, though, we have, for the time being, my favorite song off the album.
How you gon' tell me that it's real when it's fake? Don't you tell me what it is if it ain't, nigga. Cause I've been in and out the bank nowadays. I don't even wanna talk if it ain't money conversations. I've been counting up, don't ask me how I've been making plays. Like I'm Jason, but I don't care. I could never tell you what I did, cause it is what it is if it is what it is. And it is with the fingers, yeah, I never was a type. Back then, all a nigga knew was swipe. Little nigga, like a fox with the swipers. Gotta stay away from the mice, yeah. Flies in the room, that's a fact. Keep a stick like a witch, but it's not a damn broom, huh? I know everybody's not a goon. All she needed was some hookah and some 1942, huh? I swear, cause I never was the type. If it's in the dark, I'm never turning on the light, Rest in peace, you ain't wanna lose, yeah. Word of mother, if I see his killer, I'm a boom.
Yeah, so this song goes hard. One of, again, my favorite off the album so far. Gets me really hype. A little more rappy, but he still uses like his range as well during all of it. Love the rhyme scheme, love the flow. Personally, if I was going to promote the album, I would have put this song out instead of like Ballin' and a couple others to promote it. Though, again, throwing all your best songs in front of the album, while it helps, makes the rest of the album look even worse. But that's, again, small nitpicky thing. But like a problem I had with Food for Thought, I would love to play the entire song, but that would take a lot of time. And you will probably be able to listen to it in much better quality just on your own. Up next, though, we have another good song. So we got a couple in a row. Titled Turn Off the Radio. I think it's a solid one. Let me see if I can find a good part of the song, though, to listen to as a clip.
I get in my bag before you get away. I brought the mag out, everybody sat down. Hit it from the back, she making clap sounds.
I'm so sick of all these love songs, but I cannot turn off the radio. Why we always gotta go and talk about my old hoes?
Why we gotta take it there, places that we don't go?
You know better stop acting like you don't know. Don't you know my money's unfair? Where you been? Switching up locations on me daily. You the one that changed. Told you not to call me Boogie, only call me baby. Say my name like you really care.
Yeah, so I thought this was good. Got a good flow. I don't know, just kind of a vibe. You can have your own thoughts on it, but I would recommend listening to the whole thing. After this point, there are still good songs, but I feel like the quality starts to dip a little bit. Certainly by looking at the streams too, it does dip. But the next song we have is featuring G Herbo, who I actually don't like that much. And so I just overall didn't think the song was that great, but it's doing pretty well streaming wise.
I can't even picture being pop again. No, not again. I'm from New York, but I'm never rocking Times. She caught me fucking with a friend, and after that, we never spoke again.
Last time we fucked, I wish I would've knew that it would be the last time. Girl, I would've fucked you like I had time. Last time you was acting mad shy. I forgot to tell you I was high, but I want you really bad, right? Anytime you say I give you bad vibes, I would give you back shots. Then it's over for you, then we crash, baby. You the one that told me I could rule the world. And if I do, we gon' split it 50-50, let the last life. It's okay if they...
First of all, apologies for the airplanes you're probably hearing in the background. Live somewhat close to an airport. But, again, this comes up in a lot of songs. But first of all, the intro to a lot of the songs he does, while it's building up, you just, again, A Boogie in the background kind of echoes his chorus before the song even starts, which I feel like is very unnecessary and not necessarily ruins the chorus, but kind of deflates it when it finally comes in. And I know Boogie's not necessarily known for having like crazy production or background beats, and his thing is his voice, But I would still try and let the beats stand on their own, and just for the 15 seconds before you start singing or whatever, just let it play. Let me listen to the piano and drums. It sounds nice. I don't need to hear you mumbling about something or other. But that's a nitpick. Overall, I thought the song was and same with the next one I'm gonna play. Thought it was okay, I guess.
I been on rich nigga shit, not that broke nigga shit, look. My diamonds hitting from my choker to my wrist, look. Got parties, I'm only bringing baddies on a boat, look. I'm trying to chill off the addies, need to smoke. Oh, nah, nah, nah. I could see you looking at me from a side eye. Oh, nah, nah, nah. I will happy on my shoulders like designer. Oh, nah, nah, nah. Yeah. I could.
At least to me, this is the worst song on the album. It just doesn't sound great in my ears. I don't know what else to say about it. But yeah, I don't know. Not much else to say, actually. So moving on, though, we will have a lead single that was released before the album, Ballin'. Another one of my favorite songs off the album. You will notice, and I'll discuss this more with final thoughts, that I am saying a lot of the songs are good, but that's in comparison to the rest of the album. And any song that I say is one of my favorites off the album, and probably all of A Boogie's discography, probably hits just like around the middle. But up next, Ballin', I'll play the chorus and then probably my favorite part of the song and talk about it a little more. But yeah. So let me see if I can find that real quick.
Like Fiji, I'm ballin'. Chop dirty on my fit. Don't worry, I won't miss. Ballin', ballin', ballin'. Demon on the left of me, the ops wanna leave me. I don't get left, I do the leaving the 30 on me. Cause I know that they talking behind my back, but it ain't shit when they see me. R.I.P. Beastie. Nowadays I don't even be sleep, drink champagne every day like a weekend. A lot of models, I be taking it easy. Model after model, I know you see me go bottle after bottle like a genie. Shaking at the bottle like it's graffiti. I'm never capping, I pulled up with a beanie. Keep style, living life like the Beatles. Grown men, treat them like true religions. Don't judge me, I'm not too religious. Rockin' mics, used to be Tabanese. They don't even know about Tabanese. Rest in peace, my nigga Quado and Beatty. 24 and a double of luxury, really paid in for. Don't call me lucky. Try showing love, they didn't fuck with me. Now I'm going up, ain't with the fuckery. Doing the regular shit on the regular. Bitches only wanna fuck for my revenue.
Another instance of Boogie just rapping, and I thought it was very good. Don't know why he doesn't do that more, but the flow was really good. I think that might be one of my favorite verses, if not my favorite, from the entire album. So that was good to hear. I wish he'd do that a little bit more. Up next, we have Emotions, and this is another good one. I enjoy this one. So we'll listen to the beginning of the song.
I can't be in my feelings, emotions be hitting too strong. I can't open up to you, I feel like you gon' do me wrong. I don't know the intentions you have, but I guess I'll just have to see over time. I don't need no one if you leave, I'ma do me, baby, cause I can't be in my feelings, emotions be hitting too strong. If I open up to you, just promise you won't do me wrong. I don't know the secrets you hide, hopefully I can just trust you with mine. I don't need nobody, you leave, I'ma do me, baby, cause they be thinking they know what's going on. Wanna see me heartbroken so I can sing love songs like I'm your man and you're my girl. Christian Dior, your world. You match my whole flight, so you owe to the whole wide world. You're my girl.
Yeah, so again, his vocals are good on it. I don't know, it's nothing special, but it sounds good. He's doing his thing that he's done probably a million times before. A little bit too much voice editing still when he makes it muffly. Just like sing, dude. But up next, Bounce Back is another song I like. Again, we got a decent amount in a row. But we'll listen to the beginning of that one too. And yeah.
Have you ever been to London?
Go, Breeze.
Bounce back, take a loss, nigga, get it right back. She get tossed round, moving like that. Look, outside with the demons. Beyonce almost made me drown, but I'm breathing.
I had to lose to win. Then I told myself I never lose again. Never lose again.
Made it out the bottom, nigga. Beyonce almost made me drown in this bitch. Look.
Yeah, so, like, a lot of the songs, I do enjoy this song, so it works to an extent. But essentially the pattern is just mumble part of your hook or chorus, go straight into chorus, verse, song ends. And it's very simple. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And, you know, it makes the songs feel kind of dry and boring after a while and very predictable. But again, some of the choruses are catchy. This one was decent. Some lines stick with me. Had to lose to win. Never gonna lose again. Again, very simple concepts. Boogie's never been known for deep diving in lyricism or conceptually, but, you know, decent song. Up next, won't listen to too much of it. I don't like this song as much as others on the album, but it's Come Here.
Come here. I know you from somewhere, I swear. I told her the moment that I approached the wall. I said, tell me what's your name and where I know you from. What's your number? I'll save it. Let's talk about this later for now. Throw that ass in a circle, whoa, whoa, whoa. Throw that ass in a circle, go. Throw that ass in a circle, whoa, whoa, whoa. Throw that ass, come here. Throw that. It's just like kind of dead. I'm bored. I'm just bored. And I feel like other songs on the album just do what this was trying to do, but better. Up next, though, we got a Lil Durk feature on Damn Homie, and I enjoyed this one, and I'll play both A Boogie's chorus and part of Lil Durk's verse.
Nick, you're stupid.
Damn, homie, I thought you really ride with me. I thought you was gonna hold it down for me. You lied to me, I thought it was cool. Why you want me to die, homie? Damn, homie, I thought you was my damn homie. What the fuck happened to you? How you changed on me? I'm on 50, gotta keep a Glock with me just in case they not with me, huh? Damn, homie, bands on me. How you gon' call her? Feds on me. I ain't got no homies. All my niggas just like blood brothers. Family look, hand on the butt. Dance on me, sand to the beach, sand on me. A lot of enemies. I get them out of here before I let them get to me. Been giving out headshots for little broski. Spin the block until them niggas all stop breathing. Don't wanna talk it out too late for sympathy. We gon' wipe a nigga nose if you don't stop sneezing. Ain't even till you get hit with the lemon squeeze. Hit them all up and now we even Steven. Step right on the mouse before you eat the cheese. Fucking with her feelings, now she sick of me. I don't want your...
I like the beat. I like when he hits the high notes. Again, some issues I spotted throughout the album is when the beat drop hits, he either doesn't do anything with it or waits too long to do something with it. So, song doesn't hit as hard generally. But let me see if I can real quick find that Lil Durk verse. But, yeah, I think Lil Durk also performed well on this song. So let's listen from here.
With me just in case they not with me, huh?
Many man, how many niggas you had shot? How many man? I erase my past cause I love you, I take a chance. Got me where you want me, I'm 100 grand. If you catch a nigga who had did, I give you 100 grand. You wash your pain away with 100 zans. And at the time, I ain't understand. Niggas stabbed me on my back, I gave him another chance. Another chance, and another chance. You told me I was foul, family treat me like an orphan. I done broke the money down into 100 portions. Broke it down with different niggas, went through 100 courses. I'm the voice of the streets, it ain't 100 voices. Sit your ass down with the unemployment. How you claim the streets, you ain't did nothing for it. Streets, family, streets, tug of war. I'm mixing Percocet with lean, I'm feeling paranoid. Damn, homie.
Yeah, so thought Dirk had a good verse on it. So overall, good song. Next song is a shorter one, but the chorus has already gotten stuck in my head a couple of times, and I enjoy it. So we're going to listen to it until it gets to the chorus. I'll skip a bit of the way through.
You hope you never forget. I held you down and made sure you always look like a check. That way them hating hoes know you my bitch. Real shit. Friends with benefits, girl, I hope you feeling this. Ever since I fucked another bitch, you don't take me serious. Don't I make you sleep in peace, so I be killing it. We caught feelings and I fight the same night. But I came twice, diamond chain, Eliante. She don't do no plain Jane, I'm insane. Let's make a tape like Kim K and Ray J. Paddock on your wrist too, upgrade all your whips. You bad, you don't need me for shit. Baby, you be lit too. Loyal to my gang, it's on my ring and my chain. Only running to the bank, I ain't chasing no fame. No, it's money over bitches, but I'm stuck in my ways. I've been with a lot of bitches, they don't love me the same. Look, I don't wanna be the person you blame. Only time I talk to tellers when I walk in the bank. No, it's money over bitches, but I'm stuck in my ways. I've been with a lot of bitches, they don't love me the same.
I really like the funky vibe to this one. I think it's good. I think it's solid. It's a bit short of a song, just barely over 2 minutes. But again, one of the better ones off the album, in my opinion. The next one, I'm just going to play a small portion because it's featuring Don Q. Think it's one of the it's all right, but I am not that big a fan of Don Q, so it's okay. I'll just play the beginning of it with just a boogie. I do like the beat on this one though. It's a vibe.
Nigga, I was like 13 watching Belly. Only do penthouses and tellies. I can't even impress you with a Bentley no more. All you talk about is Chanel-y. They wanna catch me slipping, I ain't with it though. Gotta keep some killers in my videos. Whoa, whoa. So much money, I look suspicious. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you got it, it ain't tricking on. I swear shit ain't.
Yeah, it's alright. I'm not gonna play the Don Q verse. I just don't think it's that worthwhile. February, similar vibes to Emotions, but, you know, slightly different content, but another great song. I'm drawn to this next song mostly because I was born in February and it's called February, so I don't know. That feels kind of shallow, but I ended up enjoying it, so I'm not going to complain. But let me skip to my favorite part of the song, or at least try and find it. But in the meantime, listen to the intro.
Stephen Curry, never worry. Bitches only love me when it's February. I wanna take you shopping, I won't take advantage. Don't panic on me and I won't vanish. I'm strapping your bra, taking off your panties. I take this anywhere you want, just don't take me for granted. And this is how you made me. Got you out, don't you get me? All you bitches wanna do is trick me. So I don't plan on falling back in love this time. They was talking about me when they said love is blind. 7:30 a.m. and it's vacant where I'm staying. And I got 2 chains when he bring a no friend. Next time bring no friend, next time bring a no friend. I'm strapping your bra, taking off your panties. I said this anywhere you want, just don't take me for granted. And this is how you made me. Niggas throwing shots and Betty crazy me. R.I.P. bullets, then Givenchy claws. I got a problem with whoever think I don't want problems, whoa. She got on top and start riding me all out of control. Little bitch from Saudi Arabia, she got a lot of dough. You might not know how to ride my wave, jump on my surfboard. Don't be afraid, big body rave, picking up for both of us. If you need somebody to use, I can be a controller. Titties double C, cover you in double C. Chanel-y, flavors.
I thought solid song, uses vocal range well. Yeah, I enjoyed this one just like I enjoyed the next one, though that seems to be unpopular based on streams. But I'll talk a little bit more about the next one and why I like it and why I don't like it in a sec after I play it.
Tryna see if the pussy was tight enough. I could fuck on a bitch without liking her. So much bone, man, I feel like a biker, huh? Got a puck on my chin, I'm a mighty duck. And I used to not think I was good enough. And then I started getting my money up. I'm counting up on a regular. Now they calling my phone like it's regular. All day on the regular. Ball made like it's regular. I made you look regular. Look at you regular. I hit from the back if it's wet enough. I hit it again while she dressing up. I want you to eat me, etc. I want a threesome, so set it up. He was popping the perks on the regular. He was popping the perks when I met you, huh? I was smoking a lot, I admitted it. Only thing in my pocket, a Metro card. Don't talk.
So I really like the flow on this one. I think it's really good, really catchy, but again with the chorus, very repetitive. Could he not find something that rhymed with regular, or did he think that sing regular a bunch of times would be catchy? I mean, maybe it is, maybe I'm just wrong, but personally, on my taste, could have been a better chorus with this one, but I enjoyed the overall flow. The next one, called Soul Snatcher, I also enjoyed. Chorus was also repetitive, but still catchy, not that repetitive. So I'm going to try and find my favorite part, but while I do that, listen to the intro.
Get up in your back. I know you really love me, I don't know if I love you back. You want me when you up because you know your ass is fat. She call me Captain Hook because she know a nigga packing on me. Soul snatcher, no cap, never lacking. Got a lot of cash and I'm going with you. You're so official, and you know I miss you. Soul snatcher, no capping, never lacking. Got a lot of cash and I'm gone. You mean my ex? Mad, I can't even clean her mess cause I'm in her mess. She only do Birkins for her purses, she so bad. She don't even fly commercial, only private jets. She gave me head, I gave her whiplash. She popping perkies like they take tabs. Hellcat painted matte black. 100 years if I get caught with this backpack. 30, clip inside the F&M with two beats. Now I got a lot of crop to make a movie. 500 choppers, way too many goonies. They used to call me dirty, but now I got my money up, they call me OD. Now the bitches wanna fuck me and the whole team. She call me Captain Hook, I like to put the whole thing. Yeah, but you on my shoulders, on my soul.
Yeah, so that flow right there, again, one of my favorite from the album. Overall song, though, like, kind of middle in the album, but I like specific flows on songs like Regular in this one. So with better choruses and such, or maybe better content, they could be really good songs in my opinion. Now, the remaining songs on the album, there are 4 left. Only one of them is new. I'm not going to play 24 Hours, Man in the Mirror, or Playa because you've had a year to listen to those, or more now. But yeah, I'll play the final song, which should be the closing song on the album, Back It Up.
Exactly what happens when baddies and baddies link up. I don't only want Venus, I want Serena. Big ass crib, so much acres, can't find my neighbors. Big ass watch like the chain of a flavor. Sorry mama, these pills are for concentration. You the only one that mean it when you say congratulations. If I gotta up this pole, I promise I ain't overthinking. Ooh baby, blue faces and BVs, probably the reason why did you call this ever. Right to my collection when we're not together. Fuck a bad bitch, now I'm feeling better.
Yeah, so strangely, I feel like the beat isn't perfect for what he was doing vocally. I think something harder would have worked better. But this also does not feel like an ending song to an album, given that the next song is technically supposed to be a bonus. Like, it's an alright song. I'm fine with it, but I would have liked a better outro. But that in its totality is pretty much the whole album. Like I mentioned, there were a lot of vocal editing that he did that I personally didn't vibe with as much, and that was kind of a killer for probably the sound of a lot of songs, but the overall theme or energy given by the album was more like echoey and out there. bit strange like that. It worked for some songs, did not work for others, but I think the album definitely did sound cohesive in that sense. All the songs felt like, except for the ones he added, like 24 Hours, Man in the Mirror, or Playa, they didn't really fit as well. But all the other songs did sound like they came from one project, which is good. Again, like I mentioned, I like the theme. I'm not going to rate it out of 10 or out of anything because there is no comparison to what my rating means against everything. I would rate differently than anyone else, and I haven't rated other albums, which I might do in the future for other videos. But this took so many takes, I'm not sure I want to put in that energy again. But overall, Boogie is my favorite artist, and because of that, I am disappointed with this project, but there were a couple good songs that I might keep in rotation, like Money Conversations, Turn Off the Radio, Food for Thought, probably the Bro, Drowning Part 2, Emotions, Ballin'. Like, I'm starting to list a lot here, but that, like, in comparison to A Boogie's other projects, I found about 14 songs off of this 23-song album that I want to keep listening to, and on Artist 2.0, for example, the deluxe edition, I wanted to listen to 26 out of 29 songs, which shows how much of a Boogie fan I am. And on Hoodie season, I think it was like 18 out of the 20 songs. So this is definitely worse than those two, at least in terms of replay value for me. But this video's already been over 45 minutes long, so I hope you enjoy my review and go listen to the album yourself and form your own opinions. But yeah,